By the end of this video, you're gonna have 4 new Instagram hacks that can help you get free followers on Instagram in 2024. In fact, this creator right here just used these hacks to get over 100,000 followers in just 30 days. And this creator was able to do the same thing, except they gained over 200,000 followers. And the same thing can happen to you if you simply implement all of these hacks. But remember, the last one is by far the most important. And if you're not doing that, it's probably gonna make it really hard to get followers in general on Instagram. First hack you need to make sure that you're doing is you need to make sure that Instagram is actually suggesting your profile to people. So what ends up happening is when you come onto Instagram and you go and follow somebody, guess what happens? A bunch of suggested profiles show up. And if you want your account to be one of those accounts so that you get free followers, here's what you need to do. And by the way, you can only do this from a desktop. You need to come into your Instagram profile. You need to go to edit profile right here. And then from here, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see show account suggestions on profiles. And essentially what this does is makes you eligible to be one of those suggested accounts when somebody follows one of your competitors. But on top of that, you need to make sure that you're actually filling out your bio correctly. Now, if we look at the bio that I have on Instagram, this is a really simple way for you to do it, helping you grow faster on social media. That's exactly what I do. I have search Robert Benjamin on YouTube for my best content. And then I also have, I guarantee I can help you grow faster. Why do I do this? I have grow faster come up several times because that's a keyword that you, my audience, is going to be interested in. And then if you go and search that into Instagram is able to really easily recognize, hey, this is who somebody is actually looking for. Let's surface their content to them. And even if they don't and they click on one of my competitors, well, guess what? I'm going to be one of those suggested profiles and they're going to find out about me anyway. But that's not the only thing you need to do. To get more free followers on Instagram, you also need to make sure that you're taking advantage of the 2 features that Instagram is pushing like crazy right now. The first one are going to be memes. In fact, 1 out of every 4 posts on Instagram is typically a meme. So what does this mean? That you need to hop on that. And there are several reasons that you want to do this. First and foremost, you can literally use the same meme several different times, but you just change what the actual meme is about. For example, if you look at this meme right here, they change this to be specific to real estate agents. And this one right here, they change to be specific to people that want to repair their credit. And guess what? You can do the same exact thing within your niche. And on top of that, you can do it for several different scenarios. And what you're looking for here is you want to make sure that the meme is really short and sweet and really relatable to your audience. The number one metric that shows whether or not your audience actually interacted with this or they related to it is going to be whether or not they shared it. And essentially what you're trying to do is get people to share these memes, and this is going to skyrocket the amount of followers you're getting right now. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're using a green screen feature like this creator did right here in order to get over 100,000 views on Instagram. And the reason that you want to do this is because it forces you to take advantage of either a brand or a celebrity, because if you're not doing that or you're not talking about something that's trending on Instagram, it's going to be the reason that you're not getting the followers that you want to right now, because a lack of doing this is going to make it really hard for the Instagram algorithm to actually push out your content, because Instagram wants to show people stuff that is contextual. They don't want to show people stuff from a month ago, from 2 months ago, from 3 months ago, because it won't make any sense. Imagine if you came onto Instagram right now and all you saw was Valentine's Day content, or all you saw was Christmas content. That isn't what you want to see. You want to see St. Patrick's stuff. You want to see Easter stuff, because that's what's actually coming up. Or maybe you want to see spring related content or the latest news today. And that's exactly what Instagram is trying to show you and other users on Instagram, which is why you need to be using these features to take advantage of that so that you basically raise your hand to Instagram and say, hey, give me free followers because I'm doing exactly what you want. Now, before I share with you the last 2 changes you need to make, I need to make sure that you're not making several mistakes when it comes to scheduling out your posts on Instagram, because there are certain websites or apps that if you use them, it'll actually decrease your reach. And this could be one of the reasons that you're not growing that fast on Instagram right now. Now, there are some apps that'll decrease your reach if you use them to schedule out your posts, but that is not the case with Metricool. In fact, creators that use Metricool to schedule out their posts in advance see an increase in reach because Metricool allows you to search for the best hashtags you want to use on your Instagram posts, and they even help you write the perfect description to increase your reach on Instagram. And if you want to grow faster on Instagram, I strongly suggest that you use Metricool, which is why I'd recommend you go to the pinned comment below right now and register for any of their premium plans, and you could get 30 days free access with code ROBERT. On top of that, if you go to plan out a post using Metricool, guess what? They are literally going to show you the best time to post for your specific audience that you're trying to reach, and they show exactly when you should be posting day by day so that you don't have to guess anymore and hope that you're posting at the right time to reach your audience. Instead, you just use Metricool and boom, it's going to increase your reach, it's going to save you time, and ultimately, it's going to allow you to better monetize your Instagram because you're going to reach more people and get more followers. So what are you waiting for? Go to that pinned comment below, register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans today with code ROBERT. Now, before I tell you, the last and most important thing that you need to make sure that you're doing to get free followers on Instagram, you need to make sure that you're actually choosing the right color font within your post. And I know this might sound crazy, but the color font that you choose is going to actually determine whether or not Instagram pushes out your stuff. And a lot of you right now are using yellow, you're using blue, you're using green, you're using pink. And I would strongly suggest that you don't use those fonts. In fact, there are only 4 fonts that I would recommend that you stick to. The first one is going to be red font. The second is going to be yellow font with a black outline. The third is going to be white font with a black outline. And then finally, black font with a white outline. These are the 4 most common fonts that you are going to see on viral posts on Instagram. Now, it doesn't matter if you're adding these using Captions AI. It doesn't matter if you're adding these using CapCut. It doesn't matter if you're adding these using Instagram. All that matters is that you're actually using the right colors on Instagram. Because if you upload something to Instagram, and a lot of you think that you're being aesthetically pleasing by not using these colors, but in reality, what you're doing is Instagram is deciphering that post and saying, oh, they used colors here that actually don't keep people on Instagram for a long period of time. So guess what they do? They deprioritize your post. They're not going to show your post to as many people as you want them to. And boom, you literally just wasted your effort editing a video, creating a video, doing research on a video, even uploading the video. And the only thing you needed to change was the color of the font, and it would have increased your views. Which brings me to the last and most important thing that you can do on Instagram right now to get free followers. And that is that you need to make sure that you're creating content that doesn't require the viewer to have their sound on, or that prompts the viewer to put their sound on. Because more than 50% of people that scroll through Instagram, aka your viewers, they don't actually have the sound on. And this could be one of the reasons that you're not getting the reach that you want. If you don't have a hook on the screen, or if you don't have text on the screen, or if you don't have subtitles on the screen, well, guess what ends up happening? Now somebody doesn't know why they need to actually watch the video. And you need to think about this in the first 3 seconds of your video, which by the way is what somebody is going to give you. Everybody will give you 3 seconds, but if you don't hook them in the first 3 seconds, well, guess what? They're not going to watch the video. And right now, they might be in class. They might be next to their sleeping spouse. They might just be in public and they don't want the sound on their Instagram, which is why you need to convince them to put the sound on. And if you're able to do this, guess what ends up happening? It skyrockets the amount of reach that you get, and it even increases the odds that somebody ends up following you. Because if you can get somebody to take the action of turning the sound on, to listen to what you have to say or listen to your video, this is going to significantly increase the odds that they're willing to follow you and want to see more content from you. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're not posting too much or too little on Instagram right now. Ideally, you should be posting 1 to 3 times a day on Instagram. And remember, the more that you post, the more followers you're actually going to get, because 95% of your followers are only going to come from 5% of your posts on Instagram. So I wouldn't make the mistake of thinking that you're going to go viral every single time that you post. Instead, what I would do is I would try to post 1 to 2 times a day in the beginning. Once things begin to really take off, I would start posting 3 times a day. And I know what you're thinking right now. Well, some of you are. You're saying, Rob, I just simply can't post that much because of the type of content that I create. And what I would suggest you do in this situation is come up with other types of content you can create so that you can post more frequently. Because again, the more frequently you post, the higher the odds that you actually end up going viral. And if you want to know exactly what you need to hit in order to go viral on Instagram, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that shows you exactly what metrics Instagram's looking for. And if you're able to deliver those, boom, your post is going to go viral no matter what niche you're in.